Italy stands out as the only nation in the entire world that is home to two completely independent sovereign states within its very borders. This extraordinary fact alone sets the country apart from every other on the planet, adding to its reputation as a land of astonishing contrasts and fascinating anomalies. Moreover, Italy is renowned for a cultural trait that has become almost a stereotype: the passionate way its people communicate. Known worldwide for their expressive gestures, Italians often speak with their hands, turning conversation into a lively dance of motion and emotion. No other nation blends its rich historical tapestry, deep-rooted traditions, and charming idiosyncrasies as harmoniously as Italy does. The country is full of surprises, ranging from the chaotic spectacle of the Orange Throwing Festival, an event that erupts in vibrant colors and spirited fun, to the remnants of ancient laws that once dictated behavior in the streets of Milan, such as a law that required passers-by to smile. Even Italy's beaches are governed by their own peculiar rules. For instance, taking a handful of sand as a souvenir is strictly forbidden, emphasizing how much Italians cherish their natural treasures. These delightful oddities and quirks are what make Italy arguably the most unusual and captivating country in all of Europe. Let us now explore 15 astonishing facts and unexpected features that truly make Italy stand out on the world map. Number 15. Italy is uniquely the only country on the entire planet that contains within its borders three distinct sovereign states. If Paris is famously known as the City of Lights, then Italy can be justly described as a land of enchanting, quirky charm, where history, culture, and peculiarity intertwine seamlessly. This country is not only the birthplace of ancient Rome, home to the romantic waterways of Venice, or the birthplace of Renaissance art in Florence. Here lies a little-known but astonishing fact. In the very heart of Italy, shaped like a boot, travelers can stand in one place and, within a single day, visit not just one, but three different countries. It may sound unbelievable, but it is entirely true. Italy is the only nation on Earth that contains two fully sovereign states within its borders, the Vatican City and the Republic of San Marino. The Vatican City holds the distinction of being the smallest independent state in the world and serves as the spiritual and administrative center of the Roman Catholic Church. It is celebrated for its iconic St. Peter's Basilica, the breathtaking Sistine Chapel adorned by Michelangelo's frescoes, and a host of other religious and artistic treasures. An amusing tidbit: the uniforms worn by the Vatican's Swiss Guards, those colorful soldiers standing guard at the Vatican gates, were actually designed by Michelangelo himself, highlighting the artistic flair woven into the very fabric of Vatican security. These guards are not merely engaged in cosplay. Their traditional attire is a living spectacle that has persisted for centuries. Moving northeast from the Vatican, travelers will encounter San Marino, a tiny mountain republic perched atop Mount Titan. Despite its diminutive size, covering only about 26 square miles, San Marino has maintained its independence for more than 1,700 years, making it one of the oldest republics in Europe. Few travelers are even aware of its existence, yet this tiny nation boasts a remarkably rich history. In the past, San Marino had its own currency, operated a postal service, and issued passports, some of which are now highly sought-after collectibles, similar to vintage stamps. An interesting modern-day detail is that citizens of San Marino do not need a passport to enter Italy, thanks to their long-standing diplomatic relationship. However, tourists can request a special international stamp that acts as a unique souvenir, an authentic memento of their visit to this tiny, resilient republic. Would you consider adding the Vatican and San Marino to your travel itinerary? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Number 14. Italy is also the proud home of some of Europe's most characterful and distinctive beaches, places that are characterized not just by their natural beauty but also by their unique features and rules. Let's begin with the famous Ligurian coast's La Pelosa Beach, often dubbed the Caribbean of Italy because of its crystal clear, turquoise waters where you can see your own shadow dancing on the sandy bottom. The water's transparency and the beach's pristine appearance make it a true paradise. However, what truly sets La Pelosa apart is a peculiar regulation. Visitors are required to lay down a towel before applying the therapeutic sand to their bodies. This rule exists to prevent the sand from being accidentally taken away, as it is considered a precious treasure. Violating this regulation could result in a hefty fine of up to $500, emphasizing how highly Italians value their natural resources. Not far from La Pelosa is the island of Badelli, famous for its stunning pink beaches, one of the few places in the world where such a natural phenomenon occurs. The soft, delicate hue of the sand owes its unique coloration to centuries of surf washing away tiny corals, creating a wondrous, blush-colored shoreline that looks like something out of a fairy tale. To safeguard this stunning natural beauty, Italy has enacted a strict ban on walking along the shoreline. Visitors are only permitted to admire the pristine beaches from the decks of boats, ensuring that the delicate environment remains untouched by foot traffic. Adding to the island's mystique, for the past 30 years, only a single individual has called this remote place home, Maura Morandi. She embodies a modern-day Robinson Crusoe, living in solitary harmony with nature, her presence a quiet testament to resilience and solitude. If you crave adventure, consider heading to Guvana Beach, a hidden gem tucked away between the jagged Cinctaria rocks. This secluded cove is an optional nudist bay, known for its untouched tranquility and natural beauty. Reaching this secluded haven requires crawling through an abandoned railway tunnel stretching approximately 1 kilometer in length. The darkness within is absolute, cold, shadowy, and at times unsettling, yet it possesses a strange, hypnotic allure that draws explorers onward. If you've never experienced a beach with such peculiar rules and unique access, we invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Now, shifting focus to a different kind of legend, number 5, position 13. Have you ever heard of the Queen of Italy's boroughs? Her name is La Regina del Quartiere, a woman who epitomizes the quintessential Italian elegance. Picture a classic Italian lady, clad in a vibrant floral dress, her lips painted a striking red, her hair impeccably styled, and heels that add a touch of sophistication. Whether she's harvesting tomatoes in her garden or taking out the trash, she always appears stunning, dressed to perfection, exuding an effortless grace. Italians refer to this refined presentation as la bella figura, a concept that encompasses not just appearance but an entire art of carrying oneself with dignity and style. In Italy, women communicate their personality through their entire demeanor, whether in the kitchen, on the bustling streets, or even in a simple glance. Their expressive hands rise and fall with each word, shoulders shift with subtle confidence, eyes sparkle with vivacity, and lips curve into inviting smiles. Every gesture transforms everyday interactions into a form of art, turning ordinary moments into captivating performances. Italian women do not merely cook, they create culinary masterpieces, infusing their dishes with passion and artistry. Their beauty is not solely defined by makeup, but by their spirited eyes, high cheekbones, and sun-kissed skin reminiscent of a Tuscan sunset. Yet, there's a subtle nuance to their charm. They are warm and friendly towards foreigners, but never hurried or rushed. Engaging with them is akin to a game of chess, each move deliberate, each word carefully chosen. A first date, for example, isn't just about making a good impression. It's a brief, 5-second test of your aesthetic sensibility. If she brushes her hand against yours while speaking, that's a sign of interest. If she sits opposite you, tilting her braid and raising her shoulder slightly, congratulations, you are witnessing authentic Italian flirtation in action. And what about you? Have you ever encountered your own Regina during your travels through Italy? Or perhaps you wish to master the art of charming Italian women through dating apps? Share your stories and aspirations in the comments. Moving on to number 12, let us consider the beloved means of transportation that embodies Italy's vibrant spirit, the Vespa. Few vehicles capture the essence and soul of Italy as perfectly as this iconic scooter. Born in 1946, shortly after a period of profound social upheaval, the Vespa was conceived by Piaggio not as a racing machine but as a symbol of lightness and freedom for everyday Italians. Its design emphasizes simplicity, purity, and ease of control, combined with an unexpected elegance that has made it a cultural icon. Back then, no one could have predicted how deeply Vespa would embed itself into the fabric of Italian society. Even today, The unmistakable hum of vintage Vespas from the 1960s echoes through the narrow, winding streets of Rome, Florence, and Naples, a nostalgic soundtrack to daily life. These aren't merely collector's items or luxury relics. They are trusted companions, used every day by ordinary people to navigate city life. Some Italian cities even dedicate specific lanes exclusively for bikes and scooters, acknowledging their importance. Moreover, the country hosts picturesque Toscana rides, where hand-painted vintage Vespas cruise past rolling vineyards and historic towns, creating living parades of heritage and tradition. In Italy, an old Vespa isn't viewed as outdated or obsolete, it's revered, much like a fine aged wine. It stands as a symbol of Italian ingenuity, style, and the enduring spirit of independence and adventure that continues to define the nation. For example, San Gimignano proudly hosts the annual Vespa Raduno Festival, a lively event that attracts enthusiasts from all over. During this celebration, hundreds of vintage scooters, each lovingly restored and gleaming with nostalgia, slowly wind their way through the narrow, medieval streets of the town. As the engines hum softly and the scooters glide past ancient stone walls and centuries-old churches, spectators are transported back in time, reveling in a shared sense of history and tradition. This festival is more than just a parade. It is a heartfelt tribute to a bygone era, a national celebration of nostalgia that brings communities together in joy and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in the southern regions of Italy, Vespa has become intertwined with a different kind of love story, one that involves romance, new beginnings, and a desire for a simpler life. Picture brides and grooms abandoning the usual procession of sleek limousines and instead opting for the charm of a vintage scooter ride to their wedding venue. They decorate their Vespas with flowing white ribbons, and as they make their way to the Red Spring, the air is filled with the melodious chime of wedding bells echoing throughout the quaint village. This enchanting scene captures the essence of love and tradition, blending modern romance with a timeless sense of community. Number 11 marks an extraordinary movement taking place across several mountain villages nestled in southern Italy. In these picturesque enclaves, something remarkable is unfolding, an initiative designed to breathe new life into these aging communities. The Italian government has stepped in with a generous offer, financial incentives of up to $30,000 for individuals willing to relocate to these areas. It is a rare opportunity, a chance to become part of a living, breathing piece of Italy's heritage. Imagine moving to regions such as Calabria or Malaysia, where local authorities have launched an unprecedented program to attract newcomers. The conditions are straightforward but meaningful. You must open a traditional business, perhaps a vintage bookstore filled with old tomes, a handcrafted workshop, a cozy bar serving local delicacies, or a small shop specializing in homemade pasta, professions that are gradually disappearing in the digital age. Remarkably, there is no restriction on nationality. Americans, Canadians, Australians, anyone with a good plan and a love for the relaxed, authentic Italian lifestyle, are encouraged to apply. To make the transition even easier, local officials offer assistance with paperwork, provide attractive tax benefits, and introduce newcomers to the welcoming community. In many cases, residents may greet new arrivals with warm hospitality, offering a plate of freshly made lasagna and a glass of local wine as a gesture of friendship. Even more astonishing is that some villages have houses already prepared for rent at the astonishing price of just $1 per month. These charming homes feature small courtyards, cozy fireplaces, and scenic landscapes resembling scenes from a Van Gogh painting, breathtaking vistas of rolling hills and lush greenery that seem to have been painted by nature itself. If you're curious to learn more about this extraordinary opportunity, you can simply leave a comment with the number 2. Number 10 takes us to a truly unique city, Milan, famous not only for its fashion and design but also for its charming and peculiar tradition, a smile law. Historically, in Milan, smiling was considered more than just a courteous gesture. It was an ingrained part of social conduct. As far back as the 19th century, city authorities officially recommended that residents smile in public spaces, with only a few exceptions such as hospitals and funerals. This rule was more than a simple etiquette. It was a reflection of the city's vibrant, welcoming spirit. Though the official law has long since been repealed, the custom persists, becoming a symbol of Milanese charm and friendliness. In Milan, a smile is seen as a unifying gesture that bridges social divides. From the cheerful croissant vendor on the street corner to the diligent subway worker, and even to the local police officer patrolling the neighborhood, everyone embraces this tradition. In some of the older districts, if someone arrives at a community gathering with a serious face, they might be gently reminded, "Time to smile," as a reminder of the city's warm and inviting atmosphere. This cultural practice fosters a sense of openness and kindness, creating a city where a simple smile can brighten a stranger's day and strengthen community bonds. It is particularly poetic that Milan, a city renowned worldwide for haute couture and exquisite aesthetic sensibilities, has chosen something as simple and universal as a smile to express its unique identity. Perhaps this emphasis on a genuine, heartfelt smile explains why visitors often leave not only with stylish souvenirs but also with a lightness of spirit, carrying home the warmth and friendliness that make Milan truly special. Number 9 introduces us to Italy's most intriguing urban wonder, Venice, the city without a single road. In an era obsessed with traffic congestion, driverless vehicles, and the hustle of modern urban life, Venice stands out as a mesmerizing exception, an almost fairy tale-like place where driving is simply impossible. This is not because there are no cars or bicycles to be seen here, only boats and the gentle sound of footsteps. The main canal functions as a bustling water highway, where taxis, buses, and even ambulances glide smoothly across the shimmering surface. Instead of asphalt and concrete, the city's arteries are made of water, creating a unique and enchanting landscape. Venice possesses its own fleet of drivers, but theirs are not the typical motorists. They hold boating licenses and navigate their vessels with the grace and precision of ballet dancers. These captains steer their boats with a fluid elegance, transforming each movement into a dance upon the water's surface. The most renowned mode of transportation in this city, of course, is the gondola, a slender, elegant vessel propelled by a single oar. Steeped in centuries of tradition, the gondola embodies the very soul of Venice, carrying its passengers through history and legend. Venetians, in turn, do not miss the chaos and noise of cars. They prefer the tranquility of their aquatic environment. They relish the fresh air that fills their lungs, the rhythmic splash of oars against water, and the peaceful silence that envelops the city, transforming Venice into a realm apart from the rest of modern Europe. It is precisely this absence of automobiles that renders Venice a living monument, a city preserved in time, unlike any other place on the continent. Number 8. A 45-minute coffee ritual in Italy. In Italy, coffee transcends its simple role as a beverage. It is a profound social custom woven into the fabric of daily life. There exists an unspoken rule that all Italians follow diligently: no espresso after 11 o'clock in the morning. To outsiders, this might seem peculiar, but for Italians, espresso is a sacred morning awakening for the soul, a ritual to start the day with energy and clarity, not a drink to be consumed throughout the entire day. What makes this tradition even more remarkable is the speed with which it is enjoyed. In traditional cafes across Rome, Naples, or Bologna, most Italians drink their coffee in less than a minute. They stand at the bar, place their order simply as a coffee, take a quick sip, and then swiftly return to their day. There are no takeaway cups, no leisurely lingering over long conversations or extended sittings. Everything is swift, efficient, yet imbued with purpose. In the city of Trieste, known as Italy's coffee capital, the language surrounding coffee has evolved into a distinct dialect. Instead of asking for an espresso, locals simply order a cafe, and if they want it black, they say Nero. Want a little milk? Just ask for capo, a small splash. For a gossamer touch of foam, they might request a macchiato, which means stained, a tiny amount of milk added to the coffee. Even the way Italians place their orders reveals their passion and attention to detail, a reflection of their deep love for this daily ritual. And there is a beautiful, heartwarming tradition that exemplifies Italian kindness, the caffè sospeso. In cities like Naples, customers pay in advance for a coffee that will be provided to someone who cannot afford it. This act of generosity remains anonymous, yet it speaks volumes about the warmth and compassion inherent in Italian culture. It is a simple gesture, taking less than a minute, but one that embodies the spirit of community and kindness that pervades the Italian way of life. Number 7. In Italy, a meal does not begin with a toast or a hurried clink of glasses, but rather with a carefully selected tablecloth that sets the tone for the entire gathering. For many Italians, the tablecloth is much more than a decorative piece. It is an emotional anchor that influences the mood and atmosphere of the meal. Different occasions call for different cloths. A special, ornate tablecloth reserved for Sunday dinners, another for unexpected guests, a delicate hand-embroidered heirloom only brought out during Christmas, and an olive green cloth used for bittersweet farewells. These fabrics are imbued with meaning, speaking for feelings that are often too subtle or private to put into words. In regions like Umbria and Apulia, mothers pass down sets of tablecloths as treasured heirlooms, each one carrying stories of summer dinners, family quarrels, and heartfelt reconciliations. In the city of Modica, the annual Tivavia d'Arte festival celebrates this artistry of embroidery, highlighting the intricate stories woven into each piece of fabric. In Florence, traditional textile shops still sell linen products that cater to every mood, one of which is even called unexpected joy, capturing the essence of the simple yet profound significance that these textiles hold in Italian life. Only in Italy can a humble tablecloth transcend its everyday purpose and become an integral part of an emotional ritual, a symbol woven into the very fabric of local life. Number 6. The secrets of Trastevere come alive after sunset, revealing a charm that cannot be found anywhere else in Europe. This district, with its labyrinth of narrow, winding streets, has long been celebrated by visitors who flock to its picturesque squares, spend warm evenings sipping wine on charming balconies, and revel in the lively, boisterous nightlife that characterizes its vibrant atmosphere. Yet, beneath this well-known scene lies a hidden cultural world that awakens only after dark, a quieter, more intimate side of Trastevere that few tourists ever discover. In these twisting alleyways, local residents still maintain a tradition of lighting candles at their doorsteps, not merely for decoration or ambiance, but as gentle, heartfelt invitations for neighbors and passers-by to engage in conversation. This modest act transforms the neighborhood into a living, breathing community where people gather informally on the sidewalks, sharing glasses of wine and engaging in deep, poetic dialogues that stretch into the early hours of the morning. The sounds of life, laughter, music, the murmur of voices, blend seamlessly with the gentle flicker of candlelight, creating an authentic atmosphere that captures the soul of Rome. Rome, unique among cities, offers secret culinary experiences that unfold in clandestine restaurants opening their doors at 2 o'clock in the morning. These hidden eateries serve dishes crafted from ancient Roman recipes, some dating back 2,000 years, including traditional pizzas that echo the flavors of antiquity. If luck is on your side, you might even find yourself embarking on a ghost tour through the shadowy corridors of the Pantheon, where the echoes of history seem to whisper from its darkened recesses. Walking along Via del Corso after sunset reveals a different side of the city. Confident Italian women enjoying espresso on bustling sidewalks, their dresses fluttering in the breeze as they laugh into their phones, embodying the lively spirit and timeless elegance of Rome. This is the true essence of the city, vibrant, authentic, and alive. Famous establishments like Bar del Fico and Jerry Thomas Speakeasy are more than mere bars. They are clandestine hubs that attract artists and writers seeking inspiration. These hidden venues serve exceptional cocktails, but they are also cultural sanctuaries, places where creativity flourishes away from the public eye. Meanwhile, the ancient stadium, once a place of gladiatorial combat, is being transformed into an open-air stage, where street performers captivate audiences with their artistry under the open sky. One such marvel, the Piazza del Popolo, boasts the so-called Whispering Wall, a marvel of acoustic engineering that allows you to hear whispers from almost 100 feet away, as if Rome itself were sharing its secrets through this mysterious, almost magical feature. Number 5. The Italian style of travel is not merely ticking off a list of sights. It is an immersive experience filled with impressions, colors, and stories. Begin your journey in Cinque Terre, a collection of 5 vibrantly painted coastal villages clinging to the rugged cliffs like jewels. From there, make your way to Port Veneris, a secluded haven where you can paddle through mysterious sea caves in a kayak, discovering hidden corners of the coastline that few have seen. Next, hop on a train to La Spezia to indulge in the freshest seafood at prices that won't strain your budget, enjoying flavors that are as authentic as the scenery. Leaving the coast behind, venture towards Pisa to marvel at the Leaning Tower, renowned worldwide as the most stable leaning structure on the planet. But don't restrict yourself to the classic tourist photos of the tower. Explore further by strolling through Piacere Miracolosi, the neighborhood home to the cathedral, monastery, and a museum that tells stories of faith and history. Nearby, the Orto Botanico, founded in 1544 and among the oldest botanical gardens in Europe, offers a tranquil escape into lush greenery and rare plant species. Don't limit your experience to tossing a coin into the Trevi Fountain. A mere 10-minute walk will bring you to the Spanish Steps, famously immortalized in the film Roman Holiday, where the city's charm is palpable in every step. Continue your exploration along Via della Casa, a bustling shopping paradise nestled in the heart of the ancient city, and cap your day with a perfectly brewed Italian espresso, rich, aromatic, and rejuvenating. And no visit would be complete without standing within the walls of the Colosseum, where once the clang of swords and the roar of crowds echoed through history, a testament to Rome's enduring legacy as a city of grandeur and spectacle. Nestled just a few steps away from the historic grandeur of Palatine Hill and the bustling Roman Forum, this location places you directly within the very footsteps of the ancient Roman Empire. Walking through this area is akin to tracing the footprints of history itself, where every stone and ruin whispers stories from thousands of years ago, inviting you to immerse yourself in the legacy of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. It is a place where history is not merely preserved in textbooks but is alive beneath your feet, making every moment of your visit a tangible connection to the past. Number 4. Italians have a reputation that extends beyond their language. Their expressive communication style is famously non-verbal. It is often said that Italians don't simply speak with their mouths. Instead, they speak with their hands, with their entire bodies, turning conversation into a captivating performance. Many have heard this adage, but truly understanding its meaning only becomes clear when you find yourself in a lively square somewhere in Naples. Imagine two men engaged in an animated dialogue, their arms waving passionately in the air, shoulders rising and falling with every sentence, their faces animated with emotion, each gesture brimming with meaning. In Italy, communication is elevated to an art form, a theatrical act where words are just one part of the story. For Italians, hands are not mere auxiliary tools to complement speech. They are an integral language of their own, capable of conveying complex emotions, subtle nuances, and cultural identity. These gestures are so deeply ingrained that they can be read, interpreted, and understood almost instinctively. For example, a simple pinch of air directed upward can signify much more than a physical action. It can embody a range of sentiments, from confusion to surprise, all delivered with an elegant grace that is uniquely Italian. An interesting fact is that Italy once published an entire dictionary dedicated solely to sign language, encompassing over 250 official movements. In Naples, children are often taught this expressive form of communication as part of their cultural upbringing by local storytellers known as Canomani parlors, who emphasize that gestures vary from region to region. For instance, Romans wave their arms like conductors leading an orchestra, while Sicilians twirl their fingers with the finesse of dancers, each style revealing regional identity. Every conversation here transforms into a performance, an intricate dance of emotions and movements that makes understanding Italians impossible if you only listen to their words. It is this fusion of expressive gestures and heartfelt emotions that defines the Italian way of communicating, setting it apart from anywhere else in the world. This rich, vibrant manner of expression is one of the reasons Italy remains so uniquely captivating. Number 3. Italy is home to some of the strangest and most astonishing festivals found anywhere in Europe. If you imagine Italy as an opera, then its festivals are the most unforgettable acts, dramatic, colorful, and steeped in centuries of tradition. Take, for example, the Venice Carnival, which is far more than a display of elaborate costumes and masks. It is a living symbol of history. These masks and costumes once served as secret passes for clandestine meetings between aristocrats and commoners, especially during times when social boundaries forbidden such encounters. In those days, love that crossed social classes was taboo, and the masked celebrations in Piazza San Marco, held every February, allowed individuals to conceal their identities until dawn, when the masks would be removed and truths revealed. Moving to the small alpine town of Ivry, you encounter a different kind of spectacle, a lively, chaotic reenactment of an ancient battle, famously known as the Orange Fight. It is almost reminiscent of a Roman fruit war, where participants throw oranges at each other in a spirited and colorful clash. If you wish to avoid getting hit, a clever trick is to don a Red Riding Hood costume, which has become a local signal of readiness for battle. And then there is the Palio in Siena, a legendary horse race that defies expectations. Unlike typical races, the Palio takes place in the historic Piazza del Campo, where fierce and chaotic competitions often result in horses finishing without their riders, adding an element of wild unpredictability. Each district in Siena boasts its own flag, mascot, and even secret museums, which only open their doors during the festival, making each event a deeply rooted local tradition as well as a spectacular spectacle. Number 2. Living the Italian lifestyle without breaking the bank is entirely possible, especially if you are willing to spend less than $1,600 a month. If your dream is to embrace a European way of life, waking up to a perfectly brewed espresso, enjoying meals under the shade of olive trees, and unwinding in the evening with a glass of fine wine, then Italy might be the ideal destination for you. Not only does this country offer an enchanting experience, but the cost of living here is approximately 40 to 50% lower than what you would pay in the United States. Moreover, it is significantly more affordable than residing in France or Germany, making it an attractive option for those seeking both culture and economy. In Italy, in smaller cities such as Bari, Lecce, or Bologna, finding a cozy, one-room apartment nestled in the heart of the city is quite affordable by international standards. Monthly rent for such a space typically falls between $795, making it accessible for many who wish to enjoy the charms of Italian urban life without overstretching their budget. The costs of utilities, covering electricity, water, gas, garbage collection, and heating, are generally modest, ranging from approximately $130 to $180 each month, depending on the size of the apartment and individual usage patterns. High-speed internet, a modern necessity for both work and leisure, is surprisingly economical here, usually costing only around $30 to $35 per month. Living in Italy means indulging in daily culinary pleasures that are both a cultural tradition and a source of joy. Preparing meals at home tends to be quite affordable, with monthly grocery expenses averaging between $300 and $400. For those who prefer dining out, a simple, satisfying lunch can be enjoyed for as little as $12 to $15, offering a taste of authentic Italian cuisine without breaking the bank. Public transportation in these cities is well developed and efficient, providing easy access to various neighborhoods and attractions. A monthly pass for buses or trams typically costs between $40 and $50, making daily commuting both convenient and economical. Fitness and healthcare are also reasonably priced in Italy. A membership at a local gym usually costs between $35 and $50 per month, encouraging a healthy lifestyle without significant expense. Dental care, often considered costly in other countries, is surprisingly affordable here. A private dental appointment can start at around $50, at least 60% less than similar services in the United States, making regular checkups more accessible. Altogether, a single individual can comfortably sustain a modest yet comfortable lifestyle with a monthly budget ranging from approximately $1,300 to $1,600. Most notably, Italy offers generous financial incentives for foreigners eager to settle here. For the first 5 years, expatriates can benefit from tax reductions of up to 70% on their taxable income, providing substantial relief and making long-term residence more appealing. Additionally, there exists a special long-term visa program tailored for young retirees, designed with straightforward requirements to facilitate their stay. If your goal is to live a life marked by simplicity, tranquility, and cultural richness, then Italy might very well be your ideal destination. Would you choose to make this beautiful country your home? If so, respond with a 1. If not, respond with a 0 and explain your reasons. Number 1. The most unusual and fascinating gastronomic traditions in the world. Upon arriving in Italy, it becomes immediately clear that food here transcends mere sustenance. It is revered as a sacred ritual and regarded as an art form, carefully safeguarded by centuries of tradition and law. For example, the world-famous margherita pizza from Naples has been officially recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, emphasizing its cultural significance. To create an authentic margherita pizza, one must use San Marzano tomatoes, a special variety grown locally, along with the company's own buffalo mozzarella, and bake it in a traditional wood-fired oven, ensuring the crust is perfectly crisp and the flavor is balanced with just the right amount of salt. Anything less, and some would say it's a betrayal of tradition. It is also considered impolite and almost sacrilegious to ask a resident of Bologna about spaghetti bolognese, as the dish does not exist in their culinary lexicon. Instead, they savor ragu alla bolognese, a rich, slow-cooked meat sauce served over flat pasta, not spaghetti, and notably without garlic or tomato sauce, unlike typical American recipes. Italy boasts over 350 varieties of pasta, each region fiercely guarding its own unique recipes and culinary customs. For example, the Puglia region serves only strofi, a type of pasta that locals hold sacred, while a dish like Alfreda, originating from American influence, is considered a distant and somewhat unwelcome departure from authentic Italian cuisine. For Italians, food is far more than nourishment. It is a tribute to heritage and a reflection of regional identity. Even the wine here is imbued with cultural significance, often consumed at lunch in moderation, not as an excuse for intoxication but as a part of the meal's harmonious experience. Adding cheese on seafood dishes is viewed as a culinary crime, an insult to the delicate flavors the ingredients are meant to showcase. In Rome, pizza is sometimes served in square slices, cut with scissors, an unconventional but charming tradition, and in Sardinia, you will encounter casu marzu, a notorious cheese containing live maggots that are considered a delicacy by daring locals. Due to its nature, visitors may be required to sign a waiver before sampling this extraordinary dish, highlighting Italy's penchant for unique and sometimes shocking gastronomic experiences. And so, together, we have explored 15 astonishing and wonderful facts about Italy, revealing its rich culinary heritage and cultural quirks. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.